Okay, everyone. Um, Gonna do something a little bit different this time. I've been working on the Reason language server, which is pretty low level and lots of stuff into the compiler. Tonight, I'm going to be working on a ReasonReact app, um, and we'll see how well that goes. Um, so let's see. To start things off, I'll just show y'all a little bit of what this app is. It's an editor kind of a thing in a tree form, um, and I want to be able to drag and drop nodes in this tree. So let's take a look at the code here. I've got a well, if we open up our React tree, we can see there's a node and a node body, and then each of these things is a node. And so I want to be adding a little drag handle here, and then when I grab it, I'll want to be able to detect, okay, what are the different places I can drop it, and then maybe I'll handle the dropping, maybe I'll leave that for another time. But to start off, let's make a little crosshairs thing that I can pick up next to each of these nodes. And over here is my node body.re, and we've got, what have we got? The make function, render. This is the thing that has the outline that you can see, this little blue outline. And then to the left, there's this little caret thing that can expand and contract. And so I want to make a little drag handle. Now I don't know if there's a is there a drag thing in Unicode? Maybe. Let's do just a heavy square thing for the moment, and later I can make it be some font awesome icon or whatever. So let's see. Oh, and good old Unicode messing me up again. Got to add those little J's, which means this is a JavaScript-y style string, and now that'll work. Now these, I want this to be off to the side. So we'll do our little style thing, and really I want to bring in VS CSS or something else. Maybe I'll do that in a minute. But this needs to be position absolute, which means this needs to be position relative. And let's do top 0 left negative 15 something. I don't know. And let's see, do I have there's something, it's always like, what thing is not updating here? I thought I had everything nice. Okay. Cool, now I have these little handle things, and I want them to be cursor pointer. So it looks, oh, actually there's a different, what's the crosshair? Is that, no, I don't want crosshair, I want move. Looks like that's a valid, there we go, boom. I want, I guess at this point I could just do a bullet, and actually I don't want this for the root. So I'll do that so that the root node doesn't get one of these draggers, because it doesn't make sense to drag the root, right? Okay, these don't look awesome, but there they are. And now I actually need a way to say, when I pick this up, show little placeholder lines down between. So the thing that I'm rewriting is this little editor here, and you can see I've got these little dragger things, and it shows different places that I might drop it, right? I could drop it between these two, I could drop it below, you know, it's great. So when I start dragging, I want it to, I'll need to calculate all of the different potential places that I could drop it. Which means I need access to the DOM nodes, right? Because these things could be multi-line. I can't just do a clever like calculate the number of, calculate the number of nodes and multiply it by some constant. And also, that we've got all kinds of styles that could change the size of things. So in order for this drag and drop to really work, I need access to the DOM nodes, and I need to calculate that. And I was thinking of trying to abstract out this drag and drop behavior so that I can not have it mucking up the logic of this component. So I was thinking of having like a render draggable with the assumption that all of the things that can be dropped can also be dragged. Now that might not end up being true, but we'll see. So, and the thing that I want to have draggability about is this node, because there's also down here I render all of the children, and I'll handle those separately. But here, let's say, well, maybe I'm gonna move this inside. I hope that doesn't do anything weird with this on mouse down that I've got going. But anyway, I'm gonna say I have a render draggable, and I'm gonna use kind of it's gonna feel like a render prop kind of a setup, where it gives me a function and I return a thing. So let's have on mouse down, and this will be the on mouse down of the drag handle that I've got. So I can just do on mouse down, and that's all good. And then I need a ref callback. And I also probably want to do the pass in the node identifier for the current node in the tree. And register ref. You don't necessarily need, oh, it's probably nice to be passing that in. Okay, so register ref. The ref is for this. Again, the thing that is outlined in blue so that I can say, all right, right above it is a valid place and right below it is a valid place. And then once I mouse up, once I release, I will have some kind of logic saying, okay, it was at the top of this node, or it was at the bottom of this node, and then I'll be able to rearrange the nodes in the tree without too much hassle. Okay, so now let's go to, so this node body I'm using in here, and it needs a render draggable, and I think I'll pass the buck. I'll say this render draggable comes from the top. Render draggable. Okay, and then at the very top here, I need to pass in render draggable. And I think here I'm going to do a render prop component. So module draggable, and this will definitely have some state, and it's probably going to have some stuff, some props, but I'll ignore those for the moment. Let's see, initial state is going to be none because I'm not dragging, and then I'll figure out what else the state looks like later. And then render is going to be, I'm going to call children with a function that takes an ID and a render. Again, getting a little confused myself here. But it calls on mouse down with, or it calls it with this, and register ref, which takes a node, maybe both of these. Okay, I don't know if this is at all right, but let's try using it and see what happens. So we've got a draggable and render draggable that then does this. Okay, are the types checking out? I need to close that. Okay, so now this is saying, oh, it doesn't know the state. Let's do some int and I just need to get rid of this. Okay, so now all our types are working. Let's make sure everything renders, and we can see that. Okay, there's a draggable up top, and now all our nodes are rendering like normal. And this has an on mouse down that won't do anything. But just for fun, let's do on mouse down with the ID that I messed down on. And cool, so we are getting that. Okay, so now let's do something with the register ref. Because the state of this is actually going to be, we're going to have a couple of things going on. Okay, so we've got a node. Let's see, a ref. Let's do a DOM map. Let's call it that. And it'll be a hash map with strings and DOM elements, I think. And then we also need a current thing, which will be an option, maybe string. And we need at some point we'll need to keep track of where we're rendering our placeholder, but that might be enough for now. And actually, it occurs to me we will need a placeholder. So just for fun, I'm going to do a placeholder here that has background color gray with 100. And of course this will be position absolute. And so now we'll be able to see this. Oh wait, that's not right. We don't want this happening above everything. Why is that? Oh, I needed this to be outside of this top level thing. That's what I want. Okay. Now that makes sense. Okay, we only want one placeholder. That would have been an annoying bug. Okay, and it's just showing up right up there because we haven't placed it anywhere. Okay. And actually, let's do a what? Like, let's have this be a string and a string and a bool. We'll get into, because this will be like moving ID, target ID is at the top. Okay, now we need to get our DOM map, and well, let's see how we do. Okay, so register ref needs to be node, the refs that we get are nullables. So actually I'll do node is this, and then I will do state, self.state.DOM map, and hashmap.string.add, set, probably. Yeah, set And the key is this ID, and the node is the node. And that checks out. What's upset about this? Oh, because I said the state was something bogus. So we need a DOM map that is hash map.string cree empty new make. There we go. And current will be none. Why isn't that? Oh, it wants a hint size. Hint size. I always use 10 because I never know what to do there. Okay. So, now I've got a DOM map. I can reload here and inspect my little draggable thing. State, reason state. Now, if you're wondering how I got these fancy things going on here, I used is using BuckleScript's debug. Debug data structures. So BSC flags, bs-g, and then here in my index, I have this debugger.chrome thing. And then the last step was in what, DevTools settings somewhere. Enable custom formatters, this one. And that's how I get these wonderful things right here. So DOM map and current. Now, custom formatter doesn't seem to like the hash map that I'm using, which is annoying, I guess. But here are the things that have been registered. There are 4 nodes registered, looks like, and they all have divs, which is what I expect. If I open this up, actually I wonder if this will refresh for me, because I think it is. Okay, so now I've got the larger, it's got all 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. Or maybe there's more. I don't know how this data structure works. But I think I should only have 6 divs. There's a root. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I just can't count. Right, because it said size 6. Okay. Well, we are doing fine. Then now, okay, next step is iterating through these divs and say, what is the div that I'm closest to? Right, that might not be, or rather, this is definitely not the most efficient way to go through this. If I had 1,000 nodes rendered, then it might be kind of prohibitive, and I'd probably want to encode in this data structure how far down I am, and maybe do a binary search or whatever. But we can just be fast and loose here until it proves that it is a bottleneck. So back to our, let's see, render draggable, we're just passing through. Okay, our draggable component is, and this is kind of taking up a lot of space, but here we go. I'm going to say placeholder style, just because I want that out of my face. And put that right there. and we're golden. Okay, so we've got this DOM app that's working. Current isn't doing anything. So now it's time for this on mouse down to do some work. And this will be a little exciting. Okay, so first I need to make sure that I don't currently have anything. So I'm going to do opt if, I think. No. Maybe I won't be fancy. Okay, switch state self dot state dot current. If there's something, we ignore this mouse click because that shouldn't happen. And if there's nothing, then we get a little fancy. Because well, first of all, we do self.send with this ID, maybe. I'm going to have a very simple action. It only has one thing that it can be, and it is the ID string. And so we do state, and current is now. No, I need a way to. Let's just overwrite the current. Okay. So this will be some ID false true. I don't know. Whatever. Oh, this needs to be a triple. So what does that do for us? When we mouse down, it becomes a sum. And now we need to set up global window event listeners, because mouse move, we can't just mouse move on the current node. It needs to be the full window. Okay, which I don't remember. Is there do we have an add event? Add event listener. I might have to just bridge these myself, which is fine. Let's see. bs dot val maybe. Add event listener takes a string and a function from event to unit, and well, also takes a DOM window, and it gives you a unit and external window is a DOM window. And that's probably good enough. I mean, it's not type safe or anything, but here we are. So window and mouse move, I think. Now we have our event that can match with any type. And what do we do with it? I guess we want, probably want the client X and the client Y. Is that true? Well, let's do a type mouse event so we're not completely wild. Mouse event client X takes a mouse event and returns a float. Same with client Y. Okay. Now we have the fun job of finding which of all the DOM nodes that we know about are we closest to? So let's do a little hash map dot fold. Is there reduce? There we go. This is similar to array.reduce. Let's see, so it takes a little hash map and then the final value type and then the current and then the key and then the object of this. Okay, so we have our self.state.dom map and we have let's do ID and true. So target ID is top. ID. This is item ID and item node. Ooh, we also need to keep track of how far away from the given thing we are. And so let's change this to be none. Candidate. Okay, so candidate, if it's none, then we're already there, but we need to figure out how close we are. If it's some with a distance, well, so let's do let distance above equals find distance to node, item node, and our, actually we really only need the client Y. But we could use the X later for something, I guess. Let's see, what else? Okay, current distance and ooh, let's do a fancy guard. When distance is less than current dist, and we will say, so distance, item ID, we overwrite it. Otherwise, we just do current. And now, of course, this needs to be so I'll wrap this in sum. Okay, so this will be distance ID above. Because so basically we're iterating through all of the nodes that we know about, and actually we need, so if some candidate ID when candidate ID equals the top level ID, we need to not use that one. No, that's not true. Anyway, so we iterate through all of the DOM nodes that we know about and find how close they are to the current mouse position. And basically we're looking for the one that's closest. Okay. So this is a lot of theory here, a lot of just writing code. We'll write this, find distance to node, and then hopefully we'll be able to see this in action a little bit. Okay, so this takes a DOM node and a Y coordinate. and it'll return the distance, absolute distance, and whether it's above. So for this we need another external, and this will be get bounding client rect, which takes a dom.element and returns a thing that has a, I think, a top and a left, and a bunch of other things, but that's enough to be getting on with. So rect equals get bounding client rect dom node. How are we doing? I think we just do rect toplet distance minus y abs distance is less than 0. Why isn't that? Oh, because it needs to be a float. Is that a, what is a function? Okay. And I'm using floats everywhere because all JavaScript numbers are floats. Just got to remember that. Okay, so back at the farm, we've got a thing, and now we need to do something with it. So let's do self.send. ID is still the same. Wait, this is now, wait, I almost did the shadowing thing. That's bad. Target ID and whether it's above. Now really, I want to be keeping track of not just the above, but the x coordinate, really the box where I want to be putting my placeholder. But this is good enough for now. And no problem detected. Let's see what happens. Okay, I start, well, I didn't. Okay, let's do a prevent default. Let's react event dot mouse prevent default on that, so I don't get my fancy dragging thing. And of course, the question we're all asking ourselves is this actually building? I don't know why it's not. I don't know why it's not building. Let's just do a little detour into here. BSB should be running a ton, but it's not. It hasn't run in ages. That is, well, okay, I'm gonna restart Reason Language Server because clearly it's in a bad way. Okay, so now I've got my error. Oh, I wrote this. I think this actually needs to be send because it'll be window dot add event listener. And things are happening. Are the right things happening is the question we're all asking ourselves. Okay, so we have this, and it is not, I repeat, not changing. Let's do a trusty js.log here. And is this not supposed to be capitalized? It wasn't supposed to be capitalized. Okay, let's say root is now the top one. So this should say root. Boom. Okay, that is cool. Although actually, for my calculation here, I want to do the average of the two. I want to do from the center. So minus, wait. plus rect bottom over 2 minus y. Yeah, let's try that. And just for kicks, this placeholder, let's do a switch on self.state.current. And if there's none, we do nothing. If there's some, okay, this will have target ID and whether it's above. In a null element. Is that what I keep track of? I don't remember. Okay. Dragging ID, target ID, whether it's above. Just for fun, let's do target ID, ReasonReact.string. So it will, okay, so it's got this root. I'm spamming console like nothing else. Okay. And of course it is, I think this watcher is delayed. Okay, now we're back on track. So that's cool. We've got, oh, I'm not, I need to add a mouse up as well. Window, mouse up, and self.send none. Okay. Ooh, I need to remove this listener. Okay. So let's add a trusty remove event listener. So on mouse up, we'll name these nice things. On mouse up. And on mouse move. Okay, so then, and this has to do a little recursive action in here. So that then I can do remove event listener window, mouse up, on, mouse up, mouse move, on, mouse move. Okay. So I mouse up and it's gone. I try again and it fails. That's unfortunate. It's like it's a one-shot deal. Okay, that's really weird. Is draggable, it's got a none in it. Oh, this is a thing where I'm breaking assumptions, which is not the best thing to do. Okay, so I've got a should component update. You knew that's what it was, right? Okay, so if render draggable changes, grr, because I don't want to re-render everything everywhere. So let me fall back to my good friend, mutability. Let's make this a ref. I know, it's terrible. I'm over it. And state equals that. No update. Let's see, state is a ref. State thinks it's not a ref because I need to treat it like a ref in all these other places. Like here. Okay, so now that will fix all of my woes. Ooh, wait. Now nothing works. That's interesting. Why does nothing work? Do I need to do that? Ah, yes, so rendering wasn't working because I was cheating. But that's the way we're doing it tonight. Okay, so let's make this quite a bit more interesting by saying current is going to have a bounding rect. Won't that be wonderful? Okay, so this helpful type, I'm going to call it bounding. No, it'll just have a top, a left, and a right. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to name things because I'm lazy. Okay, top, left, right. And turns out this placeholder style needs to get a little bit more interesting. So, fun thing about that, I can just leave off this finalizer argument and keep calling it with things. So, left will be string of float left with a little px on the end. Same with right and top. Now this is mad at me because I already passed in a top and a left, but I won't now because I'm going to be passing it in manually right here. Perfect. So that looks good. Now this also needs a position which I'm ignoring. I'm going to call this position, that. Okay, so this needs to return rect. Not necessarily top, but we'll roll with it. Right. Okay, and it is if distance is less than 0, we do top, otherwise we do bottom. And of course this means that my thing here also needs a right. What else is mad? Position. Position. Oh, I need to not ignore that actually. Sum ID. True. I don't. I'm going to wait to render it until I got something to render over. Okay. Boom. Okay, this is wild. It means my top and bottom is wrong. No one is surprised. Okay, if it's less than 0, I need the top. And maybe it's y needs to be minus that. Hoo-hoo. Okay, I am pretty much ready to declare victory here, right? We have got our placeholder. It shows up fine. Now I don't like, have I got a width? I do have a width. Get rid of that. Now, okay, now it renders for me. Thank you very much. Oh, now it's not giving me any width. Why's that? Well, maybe I'll do width instead of right, because I don't know how these things work. Let's try that. And watch it. This reload speed is not. Oh, it's because I have an error. And of course, float. Ba-ba-ba, and it's full width. Notice ID is useless. Let's get rid of that. And so at the end of the day, we have, so when we do a mouse up, which is right here, I can do a switch on self.state.current. And if it's none, e.g. I didn't move at all, that doesn't, I can just ignore it. Distance, I can ignore. So, and then target ID and whether it's above, both relevant. Position, not relevant. Okay, so we do a on drop, I think. Okay, so I'm actually gonna require an on drop argument here, and then I'm going to call on drop with the initial ID, the target ID, and where it was above. Awesome. And actually, let's bring this out into its own little module because it's absolutely massive. And I'm going to bring these with me. Save that. And this needs an onDrop function, which takes a source ID, target ID, whether it's above. Now, okay, and it just returns unit, js.log, source ID, target ID, whether it's above, and that'll be awesome. Okay, so I do this, gorgeous. I love it. So there we have it. We have our placeholder rendering. We know where to drop this node that we got. Now, obviously, the placement's a little off. That's bugging me. Let's give this placeholder style a, well, let's make that an even number. Margin top, -3 pixels. C index, a lot. And actually, it's a little loud. let's do maybe triple C is a good thing. And maybe I want to do a different color. It's whatever. But upshot is we are dragging like there's no tomorrow. And maybe let's take the last couple of minutes. Why not? And I was going to say let's implement the actual reparenting, but that will be very confusing and take rather more than the last couple of minutes. So, what have we learned? We implemented some drag and drop minus the actual drop logic, but we did some DOM node measuring. We did some very non-performant things I think it's on every mouse move, we are recalculating the bounding rect for every node. We don't have to do that. We could cache that very easily. We did some potentially naughty things in the React world in that we're mutating state directly. And that was actually because I wanted to avoid re-rendering the whole tree all the time, which I think is justified because these trees can get deep and re-rendering stuff can actually be kind of expensive. But hopefully that was informative. If you have comments or questions, please at me on Twitter or I guess comment on this video. I don't know how YouTube comments work. They're mostly a trash fire, but hopefully there won't be any random people coming in here. And yeah, I think that's all I've got for you. If you have ideas for other things that I should stream, especially in ReasonReact or whatever it is, yeah, shoot me a message on Twitter. You can respond to the tweet where I announce this stream and give me ideas. Thanks a lot, and see you next time.